Many times when you watch a video about the Amish way of life, a lot of times you'll hear a disclaimer that not all Amish sects or different communities or groups follow the same rules. And that is true. You have your different orders, you have your different communities, they live in different states, and there is some variety within their way of living. But I wanted to make a video today of 6 common things that you most likely will find in every order, in every sect, in every community. These are like the basic rules that they follow. And I'm going to go over 6 of them. As I talk about the 6 different rules, if I have made a video that digs in a little deeper, I'll put a link to that video at the top, as I'm speaking. So watch for those. I don't want to have to point them out every time. And some of them may not have a video. All right, let's go through the 6 rules that you'll find among the Amish orders and communities that are basically the same. And number 1 is limited education. They basically go to school when they're 6 years old, and the kids go to school till they're in grade 8, and then that's it. Then they are considered like young adults at 14, 15 years old, and a lot of them go to work. They do not have high school. Their high school is more going out and getting a job and actually learning a trade. And just from being in the Amish community, many times these young adults will possibly try different trades to see what it is that they want to end up doing. They really frown on them going to universities or anything like that, mainly because they don't want them to be exposed to the secular world. Does it happen? I'm sure it does. But in general, they try to really encourage them not to. Number 2, plain dress. Amish clothing is very plain, very modest, and it reflects their commitment to humility and separation from worldly fashion trends. You know how huge that is in the English world. Men, you're going to find them wearing plain shirts and pants. Now, again, they might be different colors, different suspenders, different hats, but in general, same modest dress. While women, same thing. They all have long dresses, head coverings, and then you might find different colors, different sex. But in general, plain dress, you'll find that within all of the different groups. Number 3, a commitment to non-resistance or pacifism. They're just committed to avoiding any engagement in violent activities. And yes, this includes military service. So they typically will be exempt from having to sign up for military service due to their pacifism. Number 4, community-based decision making. Amish communities make decisions collectively, and they do this through a process of consensus building instead of relying on individual authority figures. Yes, they have bishops, but they don't make the decisions on their own necessarily. Many times they are made at community meetings, and many times it is the men, the head of the households, that go to these meetings that make those decisions. Number 5, they do believe in baptism, but it's baptism as adults. The Amish individuals, they'll typically undergo adult baptism, and it's a symbol of their commitment to the community and their way of life. And it usually happens between the age of 18 and 25. Many times young adults will be able to be free for a little while to explore the other world away from the Amish, and then they're told to make a decision. Are you going to join the Amish faith or not? And some leave and others stay. Now, a whole nother video could be made about baptism and what that means to the Amish. That's not where we're going here. Basically, they do practice adult baptism. And finally, there is separation from the world. The Amish, they try to separate themselves from the secular world. They'll live in most of the time in rural areas, and they do avoid modern technology as much as they can. They limit their interaction with the outside world, and they try to maintain a distinct and simple way of life. Now, this is the only one of the 6 that probably has more variety, because technology, we're talking about phones. Many times when men go to work, they'll have a cell phone, but then they're not allowed to use it for anything else. They might hold it in a barn. Some of them take messages, some of them don't. Electricity, some of them absolutely don't use it, and then others will use solar. They might use that solar electricity for power tools and different things like that, maybe for the pump to run the well into the house so they can have running water. So that one, of all of them, I would say, yes, they all strive to separate themselves from the secular world with modern technology, but that in of itself will come in different fashions. And it's probably a hard thing to do, because sometimes you need some of that technology, especially the phone, so you can communicate with people if you're trying to run a business. So of those, that's the one that probably is the hardest for them to stick to. Again, I hope you watch those other videos. You can dig in a little deeper, and thank you for watching.